In this video, I'm going to show you how to run the check syntax. So at this point, you would have already imported your file into SPSS and you would have already renamed your file. And the next thing is to look at some specific variables and change the types to make the file run correctly. So you would only do this on the employer event survey and on the in-campus recruiting survey as well. Anytime that the respondent has to type in a numerical value, it's possible that they could mess up or enter an invalid number or anything like that, and this will help you sort those out without having to go through each one individually. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our data file. At this point, we've already done that. I've got a couple up for us here. So this is, you would have more entries than this, but this is the numerical values of everything they entered. On this one, it did come up as numeric, and we do want to change that to string. So the way I got there is I went from data view to variable view here at the bottom. You can also drag this over to find the correct variable. This one happens to be approximately how many students. And it is numeric, and we're going to go ahead and click on those three dots and change it to string. Go ahead and click OK. So now we've changed the variable type. Nothing else has changed with our data. This file over here imported properly for us, so when we go to variable view and we go to that same variable right here, it did import a string automatically. Sometimes it will do it, sometimes it won't. It depends on whether there's an error in the file already or not. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we'll run all of our formatting syntax. So we're going to highlight all of this right to where it says end formatting syntax. Great. Okay, that's exactly what we were looking for, the end of that syntax. And then we're going to go ahead and do this one that says descriptives flag. So if this comes up with anything other than an error message, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So this came up with a descriptive statistics, which is telling me that something is wrong, that there's at least one item that has been flagged that is incorrect. It's not in the same variable, or it's not in the same format that we're looking for. So to find it, we're going to go ahead and highlight this check to syntax, sort cases by flag. So after that's done, we can go back to our file, back to the data view of our file, and it has sorted everything so that that entry with an invalid entry is sorted to the bottom. So you can go through and manually correct it from there. If there isn't an error, this is what it would look like. We're going to run it on our other data set really quick. So we'll have to go back up and run all of this formatting syntax one more time on this other file. You guys won't have to do this. I'm going to do it real quick. So when I do this, it should come up with a error when I do this descriptive flag. Yep, and here it is. No statistics are computed because there are no valid cases. So if that happens, you're done, everything was entered correctly, and there's no need to sort the file or do anything else, and you can move on with your analyses.